Hello and welcome to this STC TV broadcast. I'm Edison Palumbi alongside JT Mason. And here on this Sunday night, we have a high-profile matchup as St. Christopher's goes to Benedictine to take on the Cadets in the Benedictine Capital City Classic. These are two teams who do not like each other one bit. And we have a great 32 minutes of basketball coming up for you. Benedictine will control it off the tip. Last year, St. Christopher's came to Benedictine and they lost that game. That was the only game against one of their rivals that they did fall in. They dominated Trinity, dominated Collegiate, but were unable to win in their one matchup against Benedictine as Trevor Tolson's shot blocked by Darius Gray. And now here's Cosby in the corner. He'll slow things down, finds Brady Burnett near the top of the key.
And I know you were talking about previous games. I think Stab last year also a rival of St. Chris.
I don't think Stab is on the level of Benedictine or Collegiate, though, as they're going to say it's out of bounds off the Saints.
These hometown rivalries, something to be said.
Absolutely. This Benedictine crowd, certainly one of the loudest. Here is Trevor Tolson, guarded by Wally Jones. He'll go right at him. Great defense from Jones. Tolson missed again. Fight for the rebound. That's going to be out of bounds off the Saints. Charlie Miller, the inbounder, finds Manny Villegas in the corner. Miller up and under, left it short, had a good look at the rim, but couldn't convert. Now here's Burnett looking to run. Brady Burnett trying to get it to Elijah Brandon, but finds Darius Gray. Gray spinning, turns around, can't get the shot to fall. Rebound Tolson. All the way, and he's going to be fouled by Jones, who took a hard fall there. So 2 free throws coming up for Trevor Tolson, and he hits the first.
This is one of those games that'll just get more physical as it goes on. First foul here of the game, many more to come.
And missed the second, so 1 for 2 at the stripe for Trevor Tolson. But the first points of the game do go to Benedictine. Now here's Darius Gray bringing the ball up, finds Elijah Brandon. Here's Stu Cosby, gets it in for Gray. Banging with Villegas, sends him to the floor and lays it in.
That's going to be a matchup you'll see all night. Darius's physicality practically unmatched out here.
As per usual, the Benedictine student section was going at the opponent during the pre-game introductions. The boos were the loudest for Darius Gray, but while those were coming in, he was sitting on the bench smiling and nodding his head. So I think he's certainly ready for this high energy matchup.
I think that just encourages him hearing all that.
Yeah. Now here's Stu Cosby, trying to get it into Gray. He'll face up on Villegas, goes right back at him. Double team comes, kicks it to Brandon. He puts up a 3, it's good. Elijah Brandon rattles one home from behind the arc. As that's going to be a blocking foul against Jones.
2 in the first 3 minutes of this game so far.
Yeah, we might see either Gavin or Colin Johnson coming in, and we will see Colin Johnson. I guess I probably need to specify more than just saying Johnson.
Colin Johnson and the run for the Saints.
So Benedictine will inbound from the baseline with 24 on the shot clock. They'll send it all the way back out to Chris Lamb. Now Tolson will be guarded by Johnson, gets inside and lays it in. Nice move by Tolson. Here's Brandon, finds Colin Johnson. Now Cosby at the top of the key, gets it to Gray. One dribble, goes inside, missed it, fight for the rebound. Lam saves it. Now the Saints have him trapped in the corner. Gray knocks it away. It's going to be off his leg and staying with Benedictine.
Defensively for the Saints so far, we have seen good things. In the 5 trips inside the paint, the Benedictine team's only made 1 shot while getting in there.
You know, when you have Darius Gray in your team, that tends to happen. He's a very good inside defender, and that's an offensive foul. Miller pushed off Brady Burnett. We saw him draw a couple of those this year. Took one last night where definitely a lot more of a punishment than that one. But nonetheless, the Saints will get it back. As here's Brandon. Finds Burnett. Gets it into Gray. Kicks it out, Stu Cosby, well behind the arc. It's good. Now, Cosby, if you give him any room from behind the arc, good chance there's going to be 3 points on the board, as that's a nice take from Chris Lamb.
Tough shot, good finish there.
Those are the shots that, if you're Coach Jones, you're very happy with Benedictine taking. Even though they made that one, that's a shot that you're probably not going to make very many of. As here's Cosby, tries again. That one missed. Long rebound out to Burnett. And the Saints will get another try at it. Here's Brandon, puts up a 3. It's good! Elijah Brandon, 2 for 2 from behind the arc for him tonight. Gotten off to a hot start. As they'll get it in to Villegas now. He'll go at Gray. Nowhere to go. Tough mid-range. No good. Definitely not the shot Benedictine would be looking for. But a rebound to Tolson. Now Lamb gets in the lane. Floater is up and good. Here's Brandon. Finds Burnett on the wing. Now in for Gray. Over to Colin Johnson. Saints send Burnett and Brandon off the screen. Brandon's the one who gets it. Spinning. Shot clock down to 6. Johnson down to 3. Finds Brandon. Gets it off. No, he doesn't. Shot clock violation. It didn't look like the Saints knew that the shot clock was winding down. As even with about 4 seconds left, Colin Johnson was bringing it back out instead of trying to go at the rim.
We don't have a parent to call out fake shot clock tonight.
That's true. That was one of the strangest things I've seen. If someone's doing it for one team, that makes sense. But someone calling out a fake shot clock for both teams, I wonder what the motive behind that was. They'll get it in for Lamb. Shoots over Gray. Can't get it to go. Fight for the rebound. Nice rebounding by Stuart Cosby. Went up and took it. As now Gray running. Finds Burnett. Into the corner for Colin Johnson. Now finds Gray at the free throw line. Gray spins, goes inside, gets it to go. That's a very tough shot, but he manages to make those. Here's Lamb. They get it over to Tolson, has the size advantage over Burnett, goes around him, missed the shot. Fight for the rebound, knocked away, recovered by Tolson. Now he'll go up around Gray and lay it in. It's already the second or third offensive rebound the Saints have allowed this game. It's not an area where you usually see them struggling, especially with Darius Gray being the one to give away the board. Here's Cosby, gets it into Gray. They'll see if the double team comes. It doesn't, throws it up. Somehow that didn't go in.
You get lucky sometimes, not as much the others.
That shot was halfway down. I was just about ready to call an and one, but they'll have to put Gray at the line for 2 instead.
I'm sure you'll get plenty of those later in the game.
Yeah, these games are always physical.
Always fun, too.
Absolutely. You know, we talked yesterday about how electric this building can be when it's St. Christopher's versus Benedictine instead of St. Christopher's versus Stewart at a neutral site. And we're seeing that in full effect here. Even on a Sunday night over winter break, this Benedictine crowd showed out.
I would like to say the same for St. Chris. I unfortunately cannot, but it is break, and I would be enjoying it as much as the rest of you guys.
Yeah. You need to enjoy this weather before you have to go back up to Rhode Island, man. I'm sure.
Oh, I'm looking
Freezing.
forward to my 6 degrees. I don't know about you.
Yeah, it's pretty nice today.
Oh, it's a beautiful day.
Yeah, up until the rain recently. So
We got plenty more of that coming.
yeah, so Gray 2 for 2 at the line. Saints lead 15-9. Maybe some wishful thinking with me about to say 19-5, but they'll find Alam here. Double team comes right back to him. He'll put up a 3. Doesn't get the roll. Gavin Johnson the rebound. As now here's Brandon. Over to Burnett. Thought about a 3. He'll drive, spins. Burnett throws it up. A lot of contacts, but no whistles. But knocked away by Burnett. So he'll get it right back. Now here's Brandon. Finds him in the corner. Puts up a 3. It's good. Brady Burnett. The Saints lighting it up from behind the arc. Their 4th 3 of the game already. And their lead up to 9. You know, those are the plays that Burnett can make. He missed the shot, but then goes and pokes it away as Benedictine was trying to bring it up the court, and then goes and makes a 3. As now here's Lamb from behind the arc, can't answer. Rebound knocked around, controlled by Flippo. Tries to get in for Fainal. That's going to be out of bounds. It's going to be a foul.
That one was a rather easier call for the refs.
Good decision by the Saints, though. Prevents or has to halt the Benedictine play. And now with only 0.6 left, it'll be tough for the Cadets to get up a good shot. As Harrison Miller checks in for Elijah Brandon, and Wally Jones, even with 2 fouls, is going to check in for Brady Burnett. So 0.6 for Benedictine. Lam gets it up in time. It's good. So a response by Benedictine at the end of the quarter, but the Saints still lead 18-12. We'll be back in a couple minutes. Hello and welcome back. Second quarter just about ready to get going. St. Christopher's jumped out to a 9-point lead, but then a Benedictine 3 at the end of the quarter cut it back down to 6. A balanced attack by the Saints. Darius Gray, Elijah Brandon, Brady Burnett, and Stu Cosby all got involved in the offense. 4 out of 5 from behind the arc for the Saints. That's a nice move from Gray. Sends Fainal going the wrong direction. Chris Lamb. Now Faniel gets inside, and it's going to be an and 1. So Ryan Flippo with the and 1. Missed the free throw. Cadets 1 for 3 at the line this game now. Now here's Elijah Brandon. Gets it into Cosby on the wing. Gray comes off the screen. He'll have it at the top of the key. Finds Wally Jones. He'll drive. Tries to get it over to Burnett. Almost lost it, but Burnett ends up getting to it. Drives inside. And that's they're gonna wave off the shot, but they're still gonna get Chris Lam on a foul. So Cosby, the inbounder, finds Gray. Gray drives inside, kicks it right back out to Cosby. Now Gray has it back on the block, spinning, goes inside, off the bottom of the backboard, gets his own rebound. Second effort is good. You know, it's a common trend this year, but doesn't seem like Benedictine has much of an answer for Darius Gray tonight. His rebounding and his scoring have both been on point so far early. So here's Faneuil, finds Trevor Tolson, drives, gets inside through 2 defenders, missed it, and rebound tapped over to Colin Johnson. Here's Brandon. Elijah Brandon gets in the lane, tries to kick it out to Cosby. Now Cosby up and under, nearly takes out Charlie Miller in the process, but he's gonna get 2 free throws. Gets the bounce on the first. So 2 for 2 at the line for Cosby. For the first time tonight, the Saints lead up into double digits. As Gavin Johnson will check in. Here's Trevor Tolson, finds Charlie Miller in the corner, gets it inside for Villegas, and a good look for Ahmad Time at the rim, but just left it short. I think it might have been deflected, or else it would have been a surprising miss. So here's Gray. Pass over to Burnett was tipped, but Burnett still gets it. Tough shot around 2 defenders. Can't get it to go. Now, Sidney McCray calling for Benedictine to push the pace on the sideline. That's what they'll do. But Darius Gray rejects the shot. And now the Saints looking to run Brandon over to Burnett. Gets inside, lays it in. Tough shot from Burnett, gets it to go, and Benedictine needs a timeout.
Yes, they do need one.
Saints lead up to 12 with 5:26 to go in the second quarter, and we'll be back. Welcome back. St. Christopher's lead is up to 12 about midway through the second quarter. Brady Burnett and Darius Gray have been the stars in this second quarter. Now, nice ball movement from the Cadets, but a great closeout by Burnett on Charlie Miller. Somehow Chris Lamb able to save that. Now Tolson gets inside, up and under, left it short. Villegas missed it. The third effort, still no good. Fight for the loose ball. Burnett rips it away from the Benedictine center. You know, Brady Burnett, not the biggest guy out there, but plays a lot bigger than his size, and he is not afraid to get involved physically at all. We've seen him take some offensive fouls. And then
Some guys may not appear to be the biggest out there, but they can certainly be the toughest.
Absolutely, as that was some nice ball movement by the Cadets there. As lapse in defense from the Saints on the inbound finds Theum wide open in the paint. Now here's Gray from the corner, backing in, slings it out to Burnett. Now with Elijah Brandon. Right back to Gray in the other corner. Finds Burnett again, deep three. Doesn't get the bounce. Here's Lamb, back out to Tolson. He'll go at Burnett, gets by him, throws up a wild shot. He's maybe moving a bit too fast there. So now here's Elijah Brandon. Second quarter, just about to hit the halfway mark. Saints leading by 10. Gray spinning, goes up. Shot blocked by Thiam. And now here's Charlie Miller. Into the corner for Lamb. Nice job by Johnson to cut him off. Back out to Tolson. Stripped away by Burnett. Saints are running 2-on-2 break. Burnett goes up, shot blocked. But Brandon with the rebound, slings it in for Johnson. And that one, they're able to get it over Tolson. As now Coach Jones wants a timeout. The Saints lead 28-16, 3:32 to go in the second quarter. Back out of the timeout. Benedictine will have it, trailing 28-16. As now Tolson goes right at Gavin Johnson, kicks it out to JoJo Johnson. Tough shot over Burnett, no good, but gets his own rebound. Second effort, missed a good look at the rim. And that one ripped away by Nate Roberts, but he throws it away. It's going to be off the Saints, as they're going to say it never grazed the foot of Sam Faniel.
Great play by the Cadets, keeping their feet out of the way there.
Yeah, this is the key for the Saints, is surviving the minutes with Darius Gray on the bench. Obviously, when he's on the floor, so much attention centered on him. As nice work from Chris Lamb there to get Brandon up in the air and draw the foul. We'll see how long Gray is going to sit. I believe he has no fouls on him.
No fouls on Gray tonight so far. Not going to jinx it.
Yeah, certainly not. The only one for the Saints in any sort of foul trouble is Wally Jones, who picked up 2 within the first 3 minutes. As the first free throw from Lamb is good.
I have no doubt we'll see Jones to start the second half, but Coach Jones may be keen to keep him out until then.
Yeah, definitely don't want to have him pick up his third in the first half, especially for someone who plays with 110% like Wally does. And that one is going to be ripped away by Burnett. Arrows with the Saints. It's the second time we've seen Brady Burnett get in there and try to rip the ball away from Ahmad Thiam and cause a jump ball. So now Benedictine going to a press. This is something the Saints coped very well against in the LC Bird game. They hung 92, I want to say, in that game, which might be the most I can remember them scoring. Certainly the most this year. Now here's Elijah Brandon getting inside. Tough shot. He might have had that slip out of his hands as he tried to go at Faniel. And those minutes without Darius Gray that I was talking about are going to last pretty short. He sits for a grand total of about 30 seconds of game time, and he's already back out there.
It was that long?
Now here's Tolson, gets inside around Gavin Johnson and lays it in. Here's Brandon, guarded by Charlie Miller, finds Gavin Johnson, in for Gray. Gray facing up on Tiam, gets around him, missed it, gets his own board, and he's fouled. Unfortunate for him that he kind of lost the ball grabbing that rebound, because he was definitely about to go up, and if he had, could have been an and one. At least 2 free throws would have been coming, but instead the Saints left to inbound as Gray fakes the handoff to Cosby, has a one-on-one to Tiam. Goes right at him, kicks it out. Brandon tries again. You bet! Elijah Brandon, his 3rd three-pointer of the first half. Elijah Brandon's shot making has taken such a massive leap this year. And that's been the key for the Saints offense, really. We knew what Darius Gray was going to give him, but with Elijah Brandon becoming a star offensively, it's helped them cope with the loss of Sonny Bridges and Brandon Jennings, as that's going to be 2 free throws coming up for Benedictine. It'll be Ahmad Tiam at the line. Excuse me, it'll be JoJo Johnson.
Foul looks to be on Elijah Brandon.
That'll be number 2 for him. So him and Jones, the 2 Saints with multiple fouls. Now Harrison Miller is going to come in for Johnson. Now JoJo Johnson cannot hit the 2nd free throw. So 0 for 2 at the stripe for him. It's a big end of the quarter for the Saints. A 4-point swing either way of going up into the half 16 or going in up 8 is massive. Now here's Darius Gray in the corner. Not usually where we see him operate. Missed the shot, gets his own board again. Shot clock does reset. Gray goes around him and lays it in. You know, when he's playing like this, there's not much you can do defensively.
Well, you said we don't usually see him in the corner, and he got in the paint pretty quick after you said that. It's like he heard you from down here.
Yeah, when he has a downhill start, it's pretty hard for anyone to get in front of him. He's not exactly someone who a defender would be thrilled taking a charge against.
It's not that you can't get in front of him, it's that you don't want to.
Yeah. So now here's Tolson at the line. Hits the first. And left it short. Gray rips down the board. And now the Saints looking to run. Colin Johnson goes up, left the layup short. Had a good look at the rim, but couldn't get it to go. Now on the other end, Faneuil kind of just throws his body down, expecting Gray to contest the shot, but he didn't. Now Burnett finds Brandon in the corner. No good. First time we've seen him miss, and that's going to be off the Saints.
Nice roll off the foot there.
It's now an 8-second difference between shot and game clocks. Into the corner, JoJo Johnson. Pass stolen. And now Burnett looking to run. Brady Burnett goes up, left the layup short. A couple missed layups by the Saints. That's going to be off of them.
Just 2 trips, slightly too quick for the Saints.
Yeah. Frustrating, as the lead could be up to 17 right now had those gone down.
Benedictine likely holding for this last possession.
Clock down to 8. Here's JoJo Johnson. Over to Tolson. Miller Clock down to 1. Can't get it to go. A great first half for St. Christopher's. They lead 33-20 at the break. And now, stay tuned as we're going to have an interview with Brandon Jennings in just a few moments.
All right. Now, special broadcast. Brandon Jennings, former St. Chris basketball star here. Welcome back. How are you doing?
Thank you. I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm fantastic.
Good.
How's been your transition to basketball over at VCU?
It's been really good. I'm having a lot of fun with it. We're entering conference play. We leave for New York to play St. Bonaventure tomorrow, so that'll be fun.
Wow. So how's off-season training been?
It was crazy. We had 4 weeks in June, 4 weeks in July. We had the 4th of July week off. So it was just a lot of hooping, a lot of up and down, open gym, just a lot of getting stronger, stuff like that.
I know in a couple weeks you actually play University of Rhode Island.
Yeah.
That's where
what you
I'm
got with
currently
them?
at.
That's where you go?
Yeah, that's where I go currently.
Okay.
How are you looking into that game?
We haven't really looked past this game we got coming up.
Not yet.
But I'm sure we'll take care of Rhode Island.
Well, for my sake, I hope it's a great game. But looking to this game now, what have you seen from the Saints so far? Are you happy to come back and watch a game?
Yeah. So I was at a scrimmage earlier in the season, but this is my first actual real game. So it's looking real good. I kind of got here about 10 minutes ago.
10 minutes.
But
so
I've seen some good basketball. 2-3. They're playing 2-3 defense, and on offense, they're just trying to get in the paint and make some plays. So it's been some good basketball.
anything you want to see from this team for the second half?
I don't know. They've been doing good sharing the ball. Just keep sharing the ball. The shot's going to fall. Keep getting everybody touches, and we're going to come out with the win.
Well, that's all I have personally. Is there anything else you want to say while you're in front of the camera for a little while longer?
Nope, I'm good.
Well, it's great to have you.
Appreciate you, bro.
Great to see an alum back.
All right, bro.
Congratulations to you so far, what you've done,
Thank you.
and keep it up.
I got you.
Nice to see you.
Appreciate you.
Hello and welcome back to the second half. St. Christopher's with a great showing in the first 16 minutes of this game. They lead 30-22 at the break. We talked about it during halftime, but a key to starting this half for the Saints is starting well, because you don't want the Benedictine crowd to get back in it, as they're going to foul Ahmad Tiam there. He will hit the first. And Thiam 2 for 2 at the line. Here's Darius Gray. They're going to leave him open. Thought about a three, but finds Cosby wide open. Left it short, though. Gets his own rebound. Kicks it out to Brandon. He'll try again. It's good! Elijah Brandon lighting it up from behind the arc. It's his 4th 3 of the game.
And that just feels good as a player, knowing you're able to do that and then coming out and proving it.
He's been so good offensively this year. And now Benedictine already wants a timeout. Saints lead extended to 14. And with 7:13 to go in the third, the Cadets want to talk it over. So an interesting time to call a timeout. Not something I was expecting at all. Only 47 seconds into the quarter, but nonetheless, the Cadets will have it now. Shot clock already down to 10. Lamb gets in the lane. Villegas kicks it out. Tolson, clock down to 3. And it's going to be a foul on Jones. And certainly not what Coach Jones wanted to see. Number 1 for bailing the Cadets out of a late shot clock situation. And number 2, that's number 3 on Wally.
As soon as that foul was called, you saw him. He understood.
Yeah. Unfortunate. He's been a key defender for this team this year and does all the little things right. He's always going to be the first one on the floor for a loose ball, always in those passing lanes, and losing that grit is tough for the Saints, as that's a nice shot there from Charlie Miller. Got by Brady Burnett, and with a nice shot in the lane. Now here's Cosby. Benedictine in a zone look. Brandon tries again, doesn't get the roll. Rebound. Somehow stayed in bounds. Looked like it was surely about to go out, but Colin Johnson saved it. But a missed layup from Tolson, but then takes it away from Darius Gray. They're on the floor. And it'll be Saints basketball with the possession arrow their way. So now here is Elijah Brandon. Thought about a 3 and just throws it away. Saints wasting that possession there. Here's Tolson. Pass stolen by Brandon. He's doing everything tonight. Elijah Brandon running. And was waiting for Cosby in the corner, but the Cadets saw that coming. Now Gray, a size advantage over Miller. Burnett thought about a three, finds Johnson in the corner. High arcing shot, no good. Rebound by Theom. Here's Miller. Gets in the lane, tried that move on Burnett last time. It didn't work this time, however. And now Tolson goes in strong and gets it in off the glass. And now Coach Jones wants to talk things over. St. Christopher's lead is at 10 with 5:13 in the third. We'll be back in a minute. Welcome back out of the timeout. St. Christopher's has it, up 10. Here's Elisha Brandon. Over to Brady Burnett. Harrison Miller is checked in for Colin Johnson. As Burnett drives in strong, gets in the lane. Shot too strong. Faniel, I think, might have stepped out of bounds there, but luckily for the Cadets, the refs didn't see it. Lam, and he gets it to go. The Saints lead within double digits for the first time in a while. Now, exactly what we were talking about earlier, this is what you didn't want to happen. The Benedictine student section starting to get into it. Lead back down to 8. Here's Darius Gray, finds Harrison Miller, quick release from behind the arc. Doesn't get it to go. And now the Cadets looking to run. Here's Charlie Miller. Now a three from Faniel is good. The lead is down to 5 for the Saints. A 9-0 run by Benedictine. The Saints need an answer. They've struggled to get Gray involved in the second half. Now here is Darius Gray, and that's going to be a blocking foul on Faniel.
It got real quiet real quick.
And wow, okay, they're going to count the basket. I thought that was on the floor, but apparently not. So an and one for
the floor down.
Yeah,
not the other way around.
So it's an and one for Darius Gray, but can't convert the free throw. Now the Cadets are looking to run. Here's Flippo, goes right at Harrison Miller, creates some space and lays it in. Lead right back to 5. Here's Brandon. Finds Darius Gray. Nice back cut from Burnett. Counted and one. Brady Burnett silences the Benedictine crowd.
Saints needing a little more space than they did in the first half to find these openings.
That's a beautiful pass from Darius Gray right there. And the free throw is good. Back-to-back and ones for the Saints. And how good is this kid? Only a sophomore. It's his first time getting real minutes at the varsity level. He has been phenomenal this year. Here's Tolson, goes at Cosby, spinning, gets inside, lays it in. Nice move from Trevor Tolson. Now here's Burnett. Finds Gray. Post up on Faniel. Goes inside. A lot of contact. Missed the shot. Cosby grabs the board. Loses it back out to Miller. finds Burnett, quick trigger, no good. Another offensive rebound, this time from Gray. Goes up with the left, no good. A fourth rebound. Harrison Miller can't hit a fifth. And Darius Gray and one. 3 in a row for the Saints off 5 offensive rebounds. If I could tell you one thing right now, is that Coach Sidney McCray on the Benedictine sideline has to be fuming at his players. 1 offensive rebound is bad enough. Try 5 of them. And Brandon knocks it away, but Lamb able to retain it. Kicks it out to Tolson, and that's a nice pass, but Flippo had an open look at the rim, but he loses it. Tried to go for the shot before he caught the ball. And it's going to cost Benedictine 2 points. Here's Cosby, swings it into Gray. He'll face up, pressure coming towards him. Finds Brandon, he puts up a 3. No good, rebound Colin Johnson. Finds Burnett, has it slip through his hands, kicks it out to Gray. Thought about a 3. He'll drive now into the corner for Johnson. Finds Cosby, his attempt, no good. And that's gonna be an over the back on Brandon. Worse than just the losing the ball. That's gonna be a number 3 on Elijah. He's gonna have to be careful. He's been incredible offensively for the Saints. They certainly do not want to have him on the bench in foul trouble.
He just has to ride out the next 9.5 minutes.
He needs to be careful soon, because if he picks up number 4, Saints are gonna have to pull him. Here's Faniel, way off. The lead is 8. The Benedictine crowd is into this game. The Saints trying to silence them. Here's Darius Gray. Facing up, driving, gets inside, falling away, no good. Rebound loose. Another one for the Saints. Here's Brandon, finds Cosby in the corner. Now Colin Johnson gets inside, and he's fouled. They're gonna get Charlie Miller. That'll be number 4 on the Cadets, so next one will put the Saints at the free throw line.
With 59 seconds to go, we'll see how much they can utilize that if they get that next foul.
As JoJo Johnson will check in for Tolson. Cosby, the inbounder, finds Gray. Gray hands it off. Cosby tries a 3. It's good! Stu Cosby. That's his 3rd from behind the arc this game. Lead back up to double digits for St. Christopher's. Here's Lamb. He loses it. It's off of Cosby. Here's JoJo Johnson, gets it over to Chris Lamb. Miller in the corner, he answers. Every time the Saints punch, Benedictine punches back. Lead right back to 8. About a 4-second difference between shot and game clock. Brandon will hold. No Darius Gray in the game for the Saints right now. Clock down to 6. Brandon steps back, 3-pointer, way off. So the Cadets will have it with 5 seconds to go, and they'll roll it up. Brandon gonna force Lamb to pick it up. Lamb gets by him, kicks it out to Faniel, his 3-pointer, no good. So Benedictine went down 14, fought back to get it within 5. We'll go to the 4th with the Saints advantage at 8 with 8 minutes to go. Hello and welcome back. We have a great finish coming up for you. These two teams going at it. The lead is 8 for St. Christopher's. Something to watch in this fourth quarter is that Darius Gray wasn't really involved as much as he has been in the third quarter. Didn't get the ball very much, so we'll see if that's a trend that continues. Definitely feeling some fatigue as he got the ball a lot in the first half. Maybe not there as he sends that shot out of bounds.
I think those opportunities also energize him.
Absolutely.
When he gets a clear shot like that. And he's able to play to his strength, literally.
So the Cadets will inbound with 10 on the shot clock. Tolson, the inbounder, sends it all the way back to Lamb. Gets it across with the shot clock at 8, goes right at Burnett, stripped by Brady Burnett, and recovered by Gavin Johnson. He has been so good defensively, not just tonight, but the entire season, really. We talked about it earlier. Doesn't look like the guy who would be an elite defender, but he very much is one. As Johnson's pass knocked away by Flippo. Now Cosby's able to find Gray. Darius Gray backing in, goes up strong, missed it, gets his own board. 4 Cadets surrounding him. That's going to be a jump ball. Possession arrow stays with the Saints. As now Elijah Brandon checks in. Have to remember, he is on 3 fouls. So Coach Jones sits him for the first 54 seconds of the quarter, but decides that's enough. Him and Wally Jones, the 2 Saints in foul trouble, as both of them have 3. Cosby, the inbounder, finds Gray, fakes the handoff to Cosby. Now he'll back in. Darius Gray goes up, shot blocked. Now Benedictine looking to run. Here's Charlie Miller, gets around, lays it in. Benedictine student section starting to get loud. Coach Jones wants a timeout. The lead is 6 with 6:44. So back out of the timeout, Saints will have it up 6 with 6:44 to go. Elijah Brandon has it for the Saints. It's the starters out there for St. Christopher's. As now here's Darius Gray, goes right back at Faneuil, goes inside, counted in, 1! Darius Gray! That's the exact response the Saints needed out of the timeout. This Benedictine crowd that was really starting to get into the game has now been quieted down temporarily by Darius. As now Colin Johnson will check in for Wally Jones. And Darius rattles home the free throw. So the lead back to 9 for the Saints now with 6.5 to go. Lamb gets around Brandon, now cuts it back out. Faniel over to Tolson. Faniel in the corner tries to split a double team. Does. Goes up and lays it in. Not sure how he got in the paint there. Looked like a sure turnover with him trying to go at Burnett and Johnson, but somehow managed to split him and hits a tough shot over Darius Gray. So the Saints lead is 7. Brandon finds Cosby. Tries to get it in for Gray, pass deflected, still gets there. Darius goes up strong, lays it in. Now here is Charlie Miller. Tolson driving, gets inside, missed it. Looked like it was halfway down. And we've seen that rim over on the right side of the court, at least our right side of the court, has given some unfavorable bounces to both teams tonight. I'm sure that's a shot Benedictine would have loved to have fall down by 9 here with just under 5.5 to go. As Brandon picks up his dribble, finds Cosby, 10 on the shot clock. Back to Brandon, now Colin Johnson driving, gets in the lane, floater, missed it. Rebound, Johnson has to get rid of it. Spinning, finds Cosby. And an offensive 3 seconds. Here's Faniel. Miller driving, gets in the lane. Shot blocked by Gray. Now Brandon looking to run. The Saints have a 2-on-1. Brandon goes up strong. Missed it. Johnson the rebound. Has it ripped away by Flippo. And now Flippo had an easy layup for Faniel, but airmails him. That's the second time we've seen Flippo do that this game. And a chance for Benedictine not only to get 2 points, but to get some life back into this crowd after a nice defensive stand is thrown away. So now the St. Christopher's lead still at 9, 4.5 to go. Here's Brandon. Colin Johnson finds Elijah Brandon in the corner for Cosby. Bang! Stu Cosby! The lead is 12 for the Saints. A massive shot from the senior. His 4th-3 of the game. And just like that, the air has been sucked out of this building. Here's Miller. He tries to answer. He can't. That's over the backboard, out of bounds.
And you can even see with possession on the court just how much slower that Benedictine team went after those points got in for the Saints.
That Cosby 3 seemed to suck the life not only out of this crowd, but to an extent the players, as you just mentioned. Puts the lead right back at 12. It was as close as 5.
I remember at one point the score was even 0-0.
I was mainly talking in the 4th quarter, but you would be right there. Here's Darius Gray. He'll try a 3. No good. Now Colin Johnson, the offensive rebound. He'll go up strong and lay it in. The Saints dominating Benedictine on the offensive glass. Their lead back up to a game-high 14. Tolson goes inside. Missed it. Benedictine crowd screaming for a foul. They're not going to find it. Cosby in the corner. No good. That would have been the dagger, most likely. A chaotic sequence of events, however. The lead 14 for the Saints. I'm sure they'll be thrilled with that with 3:11 to go. Here's a deep 3 from Lamb. No good. Rebound. Cosby throws it off of Faniel. That's going to be St. Christopher's ball.
That was a smart play there.
Yeah.
He didn't see anyone open. Just saw the other team and got it right out of bounds.
And now a timeout by the Saints. They're rolling. They lead by 14 with under 3 to go in the Benedictine Capital City Classic final. Back out of the timeout, St. Christopher's leads by 14. And now Benedictine starting to bring on the press, searching for anything they can. As Darius Gray trap, splits the double team, lays it in. Lead up to a game high 16 now. A great response since their early quarter timeout. Then the lead was 6, now it's 16. Here's Faneuil, goes at Burnett. And that's gonna be a blocking foul, I believe. And it will be on Brady. They're gonna call it a continuation, so Faneuil will be at the line for 2. And first one is good.
One thing I have noticed is a surprising lack of fouls in this fourth quarter.
That's true, only 1 apiece. So 2 for 2 at the line after a shooter's bounce for Faneuil. Now here's Burnett. Finds Elijah Brandon. And they're going to begin the fouling game.
Well, maybe I jinxed the fouls, but
Yeah, they still have 3 more before they're putting the Saints at the line.
I don't think the Saints will complain if they just keep getting fouled either.
Certainly not. But there's just not enough clock left for Benedictine to feasibly complete a 14-point comeback without the Saints giving them some favors and missing a bunch at the line. So Gray, the inbounder, gets it off to Brandon. Trap comes, slings it to Brady Burnett. Now finds Colin Johnson, and Tolson will foul him. So the next one, the Saints will be at the line. So Gray, the inbounder, finds Elijah Brandon, has it ripped away by Tolson. Possession arrow is with the Cadets. So an empty possession for St. Christopher's. Not what you want to see. Exactly 2 minutes to go. The Saints lead by 14. Tolson driving, gets in the lane, lays it in. And now Benedictine wants a timeout. Coach Jones does not look happy with what he sees defensively. So we'll take a break. 12-point lead for the Saints with 113 seconds to go. So back out of the timeout, the Saints will have it. Surprised Benedictine didn't foul Gray, as he's probably the worst free throw shooter on the floor. But Burnett nearly throws it away. Brandon has to jump up to get it. And Elijah Brandon, probably not the guy the Cadets wanted to put at the line. hits the first. The Saints obviously in the bonus now. They'll be shooting 2 the rest of the way. And 2 for 2 at the line.
That does
Lead.
not do the Cadets any favors.
Absolutely not. The lead at 14 now with 1:40. Tolson kicks it out to Miller. Finds Faniel. His three-pointer, no good. Rebound, Brandon. Here's Darius Gray. Splits the double, finds Brandon, and he'll be fouled at half court. He'll get Faniel.
Doesn't look like Faniel wanted to foul there,
No.
either, judging by his reaction to it.
Yeah. I think they might have been content having Brandon trapped between the half-court line and the out-of-bounds line. But nevertheless, they're going to put Elijah at the line. Missed the first one, however. And 1 for 2, lead up to 15. Now
Even
Harrison Miller will check in for Colin Johnson.
Even with the fouling, the Cadets have now given up 3 empty points to the Saints.
Yeah. You know, they need to start getting some shots to go down if they want a chance at coming back. Here's Tolson, and stripped by Gray, but they're going to call a foul. You know, they need to start going for some looks behind the arc. Trading twos just isn't going to be enough. Here's Flippo, finds Miller, right back to Flippo. His 3 is good. So, as I mentioned, Benedictine needs some threes. They find one there, as now Brandon will be fouled right away.
And that just gets them back to the points that they were starting with before they started fouling.
It's true. They've got 58.6 now, so in the last minute has been a wash, essentially. And 2 for 2 at the line for Brandon. Lead back to 14 now. Here's Lamb. Over to Miller. Finds Tolson. Drives, gets inside, throws it down. Sure, Saints are content to let him have that. Only a 2. And now Benedictine will take a timeout with 48.4. So now, welcome back. Out of the timeout by the Cadets, the Saints lead 63-51, and a foul will be immediately called. I believe it was a foul. No, it's going to be an offensive foul against Harrison Miller. Tolson, the inbounder. Back out to Lamb. Now Miller. Faniel drives inside and fouled by Gray. You know, this last minute of game time has probably taken about maybe 10 of real time.
Give or take, around 10.
And a lot of
And
fouling.
it's going to take even longer.
Yeah. Especially with Benedictine continuing to score, as maybe a bit of a commentator's curse there. He misses the first free throw.
We've cursed a lot of things in our time.
Absolutely, we have. And 1 for 2 at the line, so the lead is 11. Gray, the inbounder, finds Cosby all alone. He'll slow it down, and he'll take the foul. That was Flippo. So Cosby at the line for 2, misses the first. And a 1 for 2 trip for Cosby, as now Harrison Miller will check in for Colin Johnson. Here's Miller. Finds Lamb, hands it off to Miller. His three-pointer is good. So the lead down to 9. Gray, the inbounder. Brandon has it ripped away. That's going to be out of bounds. Saints basketball. So the Saints will inbound 24.1, up 9. Darius Gray finds Elijah Brandon all alone, goes up, shot blocked. They're going to call a foul. Benedictine crowd does not seem happy. I'm surprised Brandon even took that shot. I thought he was going to maybe dribble out to the left corner, kill off.
Take an easier foul.
Yeah. As Brandon hits the first. Now Nate Roberts will check in for Darius Gray, who exits to a very well-deserved standing ovation. Brandon, 2 for 2 at the line, puts the lead back up to 11. So now Gavin Johnson comes in for Stu Cosby. Here's Miller. Gets a screen, he'll hoist, and no good. Rebound ripped away by Miller, and he'll be fouled. Now Harrison Miller at the line with the lead still at 11, 13.2 to go. And hits the first. As now Brady Burnett and Elijah Brandon will exit. They just get a well-deserved standing ovation as well. Those two were crucial tonight. And now Gavin Johnson will exit as well, as Patrick Leckie is set to check in. And Miller hits the second. I'm sure after this game, Elijah Brandon gonna hear his name called at the awards. Darius Gray as well.
We'll be live for those two, will we not?
We can.
It's possible.
You know, we won, so let's do it. And Benedictine going to dribble the clock out. The Saints go onto the Cadets court, and they're going to win the Benedictine Capital City Classic. They defeat Benedictine 55-68. I'm Edison Palumbi alongside JT Mason. We thank you all for tuning in. Stay tuned for the award ceremony.
Number 23, Trevor Tolson.
And welcome back for the awards from Benedictine All Tournament. We had Charlie Miller and Trevor Tolson as they get their team picture. And now for our very own St. Christopher Saints, the champions of the Benedictine